What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video, and today we're actually doing something a little different. Today we are going over a fairly inexpensive kit that has helped me improve my gameplay, survive longer, and confidently engage with players and scav bosses. Now, this kit itself isn't supposed to be the best tier or anything. It's really just a set of gear that I've found to be comfortable and reliable that's also not going to break the bank whenever I want to take it out. But no more waiting, let's get right into it. Before we go any further, here's the kit. I'm going to go ahead and put that on screen right away. As you can see, it's a fairly simple kit, just a ZSH, some trooper armor, and an AK. Right now, we'll get into why I use this specific armor, the gun build, and what parts are in it, and then what ammo I prefer to take. We'll also be doing a recoil test, and I'll let you know that this may not work for everybody, but this is just my personal preference as to what feels most comfortable and what I've been getting the most results out of lately. Let's get into it. So right off the bat, we have the ZSH helmet with the face shield. The reason I run this is because it costs me about $30,000 to $35,000 on the flea market, and the face shield is available from Ragman for about 18,000 rubles. The modifiers are also not astronomically damaging for the price that it costs, only losing 3% movement speed, 8% turning speed, and 2 ergonomics on the helmet, and then 5 ergonomics on the face shield. Now, the face shield is only level 3. That's not going to stop a whole lot of ammo, but the intent of the face shield isn't necessarily to stop something like M61 or M62. The goal of the face shield with this helmet is more so to stop the scavs from getting that lucky scav headshot or catching an accidental headshot from a new player. That brings our kit total up to 50,000 rubles. Next, we've got the Class 4 High-Com Trooper Armor. This armor is also Class 4 and has decently low modifiers with a -9 to movement speed, -2 to turning speed, and -3 to ergonomics. That means while you are going to be losing some mobility, you're not going to lose as much as you would with some of the other Class 4 armors. Now, this armor has protected me from a large array of bullets. The thing is though, with it being Class 4, it's not going to protect you from the highest caliber, but to counter that, you do get it at a fairly decent price. This is where it does get a little tricky though. Sometimes I've seen the Trooper on the flea market for anywhere from 50,000 rubles to where it is now for 80,000 rubles. We'll average that out and say you can get Trooper for, on a good day, about 70k. So far we're at 120,000 rubles for our armor, but this is going to protect us from a lot of low to mid-level kits and then a lot of that mid-tier ammo that people are running. Up next is one of the most important parts, the gun. Now this really is up to preferences, everybody's going to be comfortable with something different. I personally find the most comfortability in the AKs, especially the AK-74N. I find this build to be fairly inexpensive for what it offers, as well as the ammo being a little bit on the cheaper side, so I don't always have to break the bank just to go into raid. Looking at the AK stats, we have 71 ergonomics, 75 vertical recoil, and 198 horizontal recoil. Now, this isn't going to be your lowest recoil AK-74N build, but this is going to be what I find to be the most value and bang for my buck. I'll go ahead and put a parts list on screen with the cost of each part and exactly which dealer to get it from and what level they need to be. The AK-74N itself comes from level 2 prop ore for 38,975 rubles. Each one of the subsequent attachments is available from various dealers, whether it be mechanic, peacekeeper, or skier, and then after that the sight is really up to your personal preference. Whatever you feel most comfortable looking down is definitely what I recommend, although for me it's going to be the XPS-30 Holographic Sight, and the reason I run that is because it goes on flea for 26,000. I feel like it's got a lot of visibility and it's extremely common in raid. Now the total cost of this build from having absolutely none of it is going to be 117,000 without the holographic or 143,000-ish with the holographic sight. However, you can take that base 117,000 rubles and kind of see where you stand, and then that can determine whatever sight you want to go ahead and put on it, or you can run it with irons, although I do not recommend. I've yet to have any luck doing that. And last but most importantly, the AK is going to run 545x39. I find the most viable options here to be BT, BS, and 7N39 Eagleneck, but it really depends on which raid you plan on going into. If I'm running a raid on Factory, you'll see me taking either BP or BT just because I don't plan on running into any scav bosses, and it is a little bit of a shorter raid, so I'll fill up a 60 rounder with BT, and then the rest of my 30 rounders will have BP in them. Now, if I want to spice things up and run somewhere like Reserves or Shoreline, I am going to take a little bit better ammo, and you'll see me with a lot more BS instead of just BT and BP. In these raids, I'll take a 60 round mag of 7N39 followed by another 60 round mag of just BS ammo. After that, it's a mix between BS and BT, whichever I feel like I can afford at the time. For the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and value the ammo at 100,000 rubles. That puts us at 117,000 for the gun, 120,000 for the armor, and 100k for the ammo. A grand total of 337,000 rubles for this kit. Now, while that may seem expensive, this kit is expected to last you a couple raids, and then on top of that, you're not necessarily going to use that much ammo every single time you go out. So it does seem like it has a high base price, but it pays for itself extremely quickly, and you won't even be spending that exact amount every single time. Now let's go ahead and do a quick recoil test so we can see exactly where we stand on this gun's control. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and test it on this first target right here, and then we'll do that second one right there. Since we are in fully automatic, I don't find any point in hitting that target over there, just because, you know, we're going to be all over the place. Let's get it started. Okay, not bad. So that spread isn't too far apart. As you can see, it is jumping around a little bit, but in raid, I find that to be kind of unproblematic. So with that spread, I don't find that I have any issues in securing the kill, especially because I play with a very bursty style. Let's go to this second target over here. Alright, so let's investigate. See, so it's fairly close. We are right up on the target, so you're not going to see a lot of these gunfights. More of the common range is going to be back here. And if you look at that, it's not too far apart. Like I said, we did have a lot of jumping around on the outsides from time to time. But I do find that if I play with a much more bursty play style, I am out of ammo right now. If I play with the more bursty play style, I don't have an issue with these bullets coming out. And a lot of the times, I will take my time and go shot by shot if I have to. So I really find myself getting into these close range altercations from about this range or even closer walking around my target. So as you can see, the recoil definitely isn't too bad for the price point of this gun, and I find it to be very reliable for myself. That's it for today, and if you feel like you learned something, please consider liking and subscribing. I plan on mixing in some more guide content to help others improve while I do, or if you disagree with anything I said, leave a comment below and we can discuss it. Until then, Renegade out.